Welcome back, guys. Today, we're going to do our NFL Championship Weekend predictions. We are now down to the Final Four, and I would have went perfect in the divisional round. Thanks, Buffalo. And if it wasn't for Buffalo, I'd have went perfect. A perfect 4-0. This week, we're down to the final four teams. All these teams are vying for a spot to go to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. And I ain't gonna waste no much time. So let's get into this. And we're gonna start off with the AFC Championship game, where the Kansas City Chiefs will play the Baltimore Ravens. Now let's talk about the Chiefs. Because last week the Chiefs looked like the Chiefs of old. Travis Kelce had probably his best game of the season, recording 2 touchdowns. And we had at least 6 Taylor Swift sightings in that game. Isaiah Pacheco, he also had a good game as well. And the Chiefs right now, they look like what they're supposed to look like in the beginning of the season. We know in the middle part of the season they had a rough patch due to wide receiver struggles, but the Chiefs, they're now looking like what we expect of them. As for the Baltimore Ravens, they had a very shaky start in the first half. But in the second half, after Lamar Jackson allegedly cursed out some of his offensive teammates, the team ripped off 24 unanswered points to beat the Texans. And let's not overlook Baltimore's defensive performance in that game, because that defense, they didn't even give up a single touchdown. The only touchdown Houston scored was off of a punt return, and that tied the game. So the Ravens, yeah, they look like the Ravens. They still look like the dangerous team. They're very healthy for once. And with this game being played in Baltimore, you know what? I was going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. But after seeing the Ravens play and me getting annoyed by the endless Swiftie sightings in that game, the Swiftie coverage CBS did was very, very annoying. Baltimore, you're our last hope to end this Swiftie madness. So I am going to go with the Ravens to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And finally, we have the Detroit Lions traveling to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. The Lions got another close win over Tampa Bay. Although in the fourth quarter, it was close at the first 3 quarters, but the fourth, the Lions began to separate themselves. They ended up winning 31-23. They only won by 8, but Lions, they went from having no playoff wins since 1991 to having 2 right off the back. As for the 49ers, they had a pretty uneasy game against the Packers. If you ask anyone who watched that game, Green Bay was actually dominating them. But it was a late Christian McCaffrey touchdown that got them over. And Jordan Love channeling his inner Brett Favre on the final drive, chugging that interception to send the 49ers into the NFC title game. This game, I think this one's going to be much closer than what the people think. There's going to be a lot of surprises in this matchup. And assuming that the Ravens do win the AFC Championship game, they don't have to face a rematch of 2 teams that they'll play that they've already seen. If you don't know, the Ravens have blown out both the 49ers and Lions this year. But for me, and this is especially if Deebo Samuel is unable to go, should I do it? You know what? I'm going to do it. Detroit, you spent 80 plus years never sniffing a Super Bowl. This year, Lions will be becoming the 2021 version of the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, let me rephrase that. They're becoming the modern version of the Bengals. If you remember what the Bengals did in 2021, they went that long without winning a playoff game to see themselves in the Super Bowl. This is exactly what Detroit is going to be. And this is the Super Bowl that pretty much America wants. And given the fact that the 49ers have also lost 2 straight NFC championship games, I do think they're going to probably lose the 3rd in a row, especially if Debo doesn't play. So, my pick for the Super Bowl, I'm going to roll with the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to roll with the Detroit Lions. Super Bowl 58 will be 2 teams that I probably wouldn't have picked in the preseason. But anyway, let me know. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.